What's up everybody, it's JUNNYBOY93 here, and today we're going to learn how to windmill. Alright, before we get into the windmill, we first need to warm our bodies up. So I suggest doing anything from top rock, footwork, or even jogging in place is great. Okay guys, after we're warmed up, now we're going to stretch. Remember, stretching is very important when it comes to learning the windmill. Without flexibility, it's very hard to do the windmill. By the way, don't mind my garage. Oh yeah, for this tutorial, I'm going to teach with my right hand as my strong hand, so we're going to be going clockwise. Okay, now we're ready for the windmill. Alright, the first freeze that we have to learn is the hand gliding freeze. It's where you put your right arm right next to your belly button, and then your left arm is going to be out. Remember to be very wide when you're doing this. A lot of people keep their legs in tight, and that's wrong. You're supposed to keep your legs wide. And you should get really comfortable with this position. You should be able to keep yourself up. Alright, the next freeze is the baby freeze. You have to be able to get from the hand gliding position into the baby freeze. Now we're going to learn how to drop. Dropping is very simple, but yet it's very important in learning how to do the windmill. I suggest wearing long sleeves and some head protection for the windmill. Alright, this is a very useful exercise that you can do to help you with your windmills. It's very simple, but yet it's very effective. Alright, you'll see in slow motion how my left leg comes up, and then my right leg sweeps under. And then my right leg comes up, and my left leg sweeps under. And this is a very simple concept, and it'll help you a lot with your windmills. Watch it again. As my left leg sweeps up, my right leg sweeps under. And then the opposite happens. My right leg comes up and my left leg sweeps under. Okay, now we're going to learn the twist. And you twist with your wrist. And a lot of people think that when you do a windmill, you do it in one place. And this is what happens. They drop like that. What you actually have to do is do a little twist and then go into the windmill. And that was an exaggerated version, but this is the real version. It's very small. Watch. From here to there. Watch again. From here to there. That little twist gives you enough momentum to go into the windmill. Okay, now we're going to try everything that we have learned so far. Watch the drop and the legs wide open with the little twist. And really concentrate on your legs and the drop. Watch the drop. Drop. And landing on your hips is not bad at first, but eventually you should learn from it and eventually land on your back. Watch again. Watch the drop. Twist, drop, and watch. The legs are very spread out. And you keep on trying it until you get good enough. Alright, this is the difference between your hips and your back. Watch. Landing on your hips does not give you enough momentum. But watch how much momentum you get when you do it and land on your back. And this is called the backspin. Alright, watch again. Watch how I land on my back rather than my hips. If your legs are hitting the ground before your back is, you're not doing the windmill correctly. You're hitting your hips on the ground, and that hurts. I know, I went through it. And this is just emphasizing how important it is to land on your back. Okay, now that you're on your back, you should pump up and twist to go into another windmill. And when you pump up and twist, you should land with your right arm right next to your belly button where it was on the hang gliding position. So basically you're getting back into the hang gliding position by pumping up and twisting. Now look, when you pump up, your right arm should be ready. Should be ready to land on the hang gliding position. Watch in slow motion. I pump up and my right arm is getting ready and my left arm will be on the ground. When your left arm is on the ground, you should push it up from its elbow to its palm. Watch. I landed with my right arm in the hang gliding position, and my left arm is going to push up onto its palms. And now you're back on the hang gliding position, and you could do another windmill. Okay, watch it again in slow motion. This is going to be a full windmill. Watch, I'm going to drop. After I drop, I'm going to be ready. Watch my arms. They're going to be ready to touch the ground and get into the stabbing position. And then watch again. I do it again. And this is the hardest part of the windmill, is re-stabbing. When re-stabbing, you got to pump up, stab, and then your left arm comes up and it guides you into another windmill. And yeah, I realized I hit a box here and I messed up, but it's okay. It's better that you guys learn it. And yeah, I learned that you shouldn't do windmills around boxes and stuff. This is just another angle on what you're supposed to do when you're on your back. You drop and your back should be like this, and use your head. Use your head to lift yourself up and re-stab. And then eventually you should be able to drop and then stab and then go into another windmill. And if you could hold it and then go into another windmill, it'd be great. And then eventually you should be able to do it continuously. And with enough practice, you should be able to do other windmills, such as barrel windmills, nutcrackers, and baby windmills, which all stem from the normal windmill. Okay, now we're going to talk about tips. These tips are for anyone that's still trying to learn windmills, or if you already have windmills down, these tips can help you make your windmills look better and more clean. Okay, the first tip that I want to talk about is to practice your backspin. The better your backspins are, the better your windmills are going to be. And they should kind of go at the same time. The better your windmills are getting, the better your backspins are getting. Okay, the second tip I want to talk about is using your head. Most people are afraid to use their head, and there's nothing wrong with not using your head. It's just to get better at other windmills, such as barrel windmills, you have to use your head. And watch this slow motion video of me. Okay, I drop down. I don't use my head on the first spin because I'm still using my back. And then second, third, and on, I'm always using my head. And I understand if you're afraid to use your head, but because I was afraid to use my head too. But eventually, I found out that using your head works a lot better in the windmill. Okay, the third tip is to really concentrate on the pumping up and twisting. When you pump up, your legs should be at its most flexible. And when you're pumping up and twisting, you should end up using less strength and more momentum. And watching this example, when I do a windmill, I'm using less strength and more momentum just by pumping up and twisting. Watch, I pump up, my legs are fully flattened out, and I twist. The better you get at this, the better you will be able to get at windmills. Okay, the final tip is just to practice a lot and watch other people's tutorials. Watching other people's tutorials, you could get different outlooks of how to do the windmill. And just practice as much as you can, and you'll eventually get the windmill. Thanks guys, and have a great day. Peace out.